Yep.
And then I'm going to admit everyone, if you could give it just a minute for the computer to catch up. I'll let you know when everybody's in.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, you're feeling better?
Yeah, pretty much so, Ted. Thank you for asking.
We were worried.
Oh. Well, I appreciate that. I didn't get any cards though.
You were that.
Yeah, there was a $100 bill in my card. Maybe you talk to the mailman about that.
Yeah, I should. Now, the mailman, you know what? Maybe they know what envelopes have money in them.
The ones that say happy birthday on the front.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Chair, just give me a minute. My computer is taking a while to let people in.
All right.
I have quite a crowd today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is everyone riled up about?
Yeah, I didn't remember anything particularly controversial.
No clue.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe probably the Woodruff. I would guess. I see Mary Jo, so that would make sense.
Everybody's
Yeah,
excited to see me, Mr. Chairman.
And actually,
Nice to
the
see
real
Harkin.
star of the show is Michael Harkin.
Of
Yeah.
Harkin Engineering.
Yeah, everybody's here to
Wolf,
see me. Thank you.
Wolf Hollow Lane, Michael Harkin Engineering.
Michael,
Okay,
It's been
Michael.
years now. You guys have it down pat.
Michael, take a
Yeah,
look
I'm
at
muting
Scott's
you
beard.
now, so.
That's the beard you're looking for.
All right. Are we all set in?
Let me just finish muting everybody.
Hey, Wes.
Okay, I think we're ready to go.
Okay. Will the meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission for Guilford, October 8th, 2025, please come to order. I am Sean Cosgrove, Chair of the Planning and Zoning Commission. This evening's meeting will be a virtual Planning and Zoning meeting hosted by Zoom. During this meeting, our procedures will be as follows. When you first enter the Zoom meeting, your microphone may be muted by the meeting host. There will be an opportunity for public comment during public hearings, at which time public participants will be unmuted. When it is your time to speak, please state your name and address for the record. Also, please make sure to rename yourself with Zoom so we may easily identify you. During the public hearing and other presentations, the applicants will be invited to present the application, explain to the commission and others present what is being requested. The applicant will be expected to share all relevant drawings and supporting materials. In addition, all supporting materials for each application are available through a direct link on the Planning and Zoning page of the town's website. All items will be discussed by the commission, and appropriate motions and votes will be made by the commission. See you tonight for the tonight's meeting are Phil Johnson, Ted Sands, Bill Freeman, others present. I don't see them right now.
we have
Scott Edmonds.
Scott Edmonds.
And Roger Joyce.
Oh, Roger. Thank you.
And Don Pritchard.
And Don Pritchard is serving as an alternate, right?
We have
Yes.
Don and we have Larry on.
Okay, Larry's on. Okay, good. All right.
So you can seat, Mr. Chair, you could seat one.
I was seated last meeting, so I don't have a problem bowing out this meeting if Larry wants to take it.
Okay.
Well, I was
Larry?
seated last meeting as well.
Is Jeff online yet?
I do not see anybody named Jeff.
Jeff is the newly appointed one, and I called him tonight, and he said he might join us.
I don't see him.
No, I don't see him either.
So I sent him a note myself about 10 minutes ago, so, and haven't heard back.
Okay.
Would you like to seat an alternate or not? You don't have to. You
Oh,
have six.
I didn't recognize Mr. Harrington.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Okay.
see him.
All right.
Oh, wait, is Bob here? He's a full
I am.
member now. Oh, okay,
Yep.
then you can't seat anybody. We have
Good.
all,
That's good. We're good.
Yep.
So
Okay.
staff present include Ann Harchin, Town Planner, Abby Haley, Zoning Enforcement Officer. After all commissioner questions are exhausted, those who wish to speak in support of or in opposition to the application will be asked to come forward, state their name and address for the record, and make a statement. The applicant will then have an opportunity to address any questions or concerns raised by the public or commissioners. Once the public hearing is closed, the applicant is free to leave or remain for the balance of the public hearings and the regular meeting, during which the commission will try to reach a decision on each application. Each applicant will be notified in writing as to the decision of this commission has a right to appeal to the Supreme Court if desired. Decisions of this meeting are available the day after the meeting by calling Planning and Zoning Department at 203-453-8039 or by emailing planning.zoning@guilfordct.gov after 9 a.m. All actions taken on application tonight by the commission will be by roll call. All commissioners and staff will identify themselves, which you've already done, for the record before speaking. Seated this evening, well, yeah, we've already done that. Let me see. Yeah, this is kind of repetitive. So I will entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
Proposal, we open on public hearing?
Second that motion.
Let's hear a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you, Ted. Scott?
Yes.
Bill, yes.
Roger,
Well,
yes.
Okay. We're open.
okay, Mr. Chair. First item on the agenda is 480 New England Road, map 84, lot 34, zone R5. The applicant agent is Michael Ott of Summerhill Engineers on behalf of the owner, Sarah Bishop Delaventura of BW Bishops and Son, Inc. This is a special permit for a deposition of 7,000 cubic yard of fill per section 8.3.
Thank you, Ann. So I see Sarah and I see Michael Ott. So who would like to go first?
I'll be going first. So Sarah Bishop Delaventura, 54 Huckleberry Court in Guilford, and I am speaking on behalf of Bishop's Orchards as one of the owners for this gravel to be moved from Hubbard Road to our location at 480 New England Road. So it's 7,000 cubic yards that, as Ann has said in the application process, for the property that is across from the former safety zone. The testing, environmental testing has been done on the gravel there and the material, and we would like to, they have asked us if we were interested in the material, and we are, to do some work up at the main orchard location, and we would look to remove it from site with their assistance and move it up to a couple locations that are marked on the map that I believe you should all have at the orchard location.
So Sarah, are you moving the gravel to improve the road surface?
Road and parking, one area for parking, just to firm up the ground where we have a lot of, pick your own and people coming into the orchard and parking lot, and just the ruts in the ground and the soils that are there. So we're looking to, and Mike, you can jump in at any time, looking to add gravel to that, to layer, to scrape back a little bit and add that gravel so it's a more solid surface.
So the application says, does it say New England Road or does it say Long Hill Road?
It should say New England Road.
That's New England Road.
Huh.
Mr. Chair, perhaps we let Engineer Ott present the project so that we can talk about the site plan.
Thank you. I thought
um,
Hubbard Road was mentioned. I just that was confusing to me.
Yeah.
I think he can
Yeah.
clarify that for you.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I could, good evening, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Just for the record, I'm Mike Ott. I'm a licensed professional engineer and land surveyor with Summerhill Civil Engineers and Land Surveyors in Madison. So yes, the material is coming from the Hubbard Road project to the Bishop's Orchard on New England Road. And I'm looking at the application materials, and it does look like although I make mistakes all the time, it does look like I did say 480 New England Road. Can the commission hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. May I share my screen?
You should
Ian?
be able to.
Okay. Let me just give me 1 second. I'll see if I can bring up the site plan. Looks like I can bring up my CAD file of the site plan. Hopefully can the commission see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. I don't know if members of the commission have been up to the site in the recent past, but this is, if you can see my cursor moving, this is the driveway that comes in from New England Road, which would be down at the bottom of the screen. The north is straight up and down on this view.
Mhm.
And these two yellow buildings are the barns that went up recently within the past couple of years. If you recall, I think we came before the commission for those. And these blue lines are wetland boundaries that we had delineated by professional wetland scientist and soil scientist Davison Environmental. So the plan would be to stockpile the material in this location. Any excess material would be stockpiled in this location, and the material would be used in this general area where there's parking today, and in this general area where there's parking today also. Town staff asked us to add, although we have notes on the plans regarding the installation of sedimentation and control measures, town staff asked us to add those locations. So those are shown in red, the red lines that you see on the plan. And all of the areas where the material will be deposited will be more than 100 feet from any inland wetland or watercourse boundary. So outside of the upland review areas of those resources.
Hey, Michael, the circular area is what?
It is one of, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. It is one of the areas where material will be deposited. We labeled it as, fill material deposition area 2, and this is area 1. And these areas, again, both of these areas today are parking. They're utilized for event parking. If any of you have been up there in the recent past.
Quick question. Why wouldn't it be rectangular as opposed to circular? I mean, I don't care. That's a good question. It wasn't, the circle was not intended to depict the exact shape of the parking area. I was just trying to show the general area where the material would go. We don't have a map that shows the exact limits of the parking area, but again, if you've been up there, there are vehicles that park within this area, as well as within this oddly shaped, oblong area also.
Michael, is there a significant change in elevation in either of these two areas?
Not at all. In inches, quite literally, it would be inches.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just intended to be spread. You can imagine
again, if you've been up there, you can imagine when you park in a field, there's a little bit of unevenness and depressions that form. So we're talking about, filling in those slight depressions, making it a little more even. We're literally talking inches of fill depth of placement.
So the finished grade, if you will be smoother, will be more level, if you will, as opposed to
Yeah,
rolling a bit.
exactly. Yeah. And we're not changing any surface water drainage patterns. We're not doing any excavation. It's very minor.
Right.
As Sarah said, the material became available. It's great. By all accounts, by the test pits that were done for the Hubbard Road project, it's all sand and gravel. It's great material, and it would be perfect for the Bishop family to use.
So my question, Michael, is and also for Sarah, is the parking area of that area off New England Road, is it being expanded?
Not to my knowledge. Sarah can correct me if I'm wrong, but not to my knowledge, no.
No, it's all for the existing parking that's currently being used.
Okay.
There's nowhere else to expand to as of now, unless we take out more crops.
And Michael, quick question. I'm assuming this material is considered pervious? Yes.
Yes. Yep. Like I was saying earlier, yeah, by all accounts, it's sands and gravels. Yep. So yes, it would be.
Excuse me, what's the third area, the smaller circle in the lower right-hand corner?
Oh, that's let me just move over a little bit. That's the material stockpile area I mentioned. So if there's any material left over, that's where it would be stockpiled.
Okay.
Any other questions by commissioners?
No.
Looks straightforward.
Any comments or questions from the public that are in attendance?
If you'd like to raise your hand or just wave, we can try. Michael, if you stop sharing, we can see people better.
Yep.
Ted, are you raising your hand? Ted, are you raising your hand? No, apparently not.
No.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Right.
I don't see anybody.
Okay. Thank you. I think we can move on from this.
So would you like to close the public hearing?
I'd make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll
Second.
I hear a motion. Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Let me see. Who's seated? Phil Johnson. Mr. Harrington.
Yes.
Mr. Joyce.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
And Ted Sands.
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Sarah and Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Can I raise a question at this point in deliberation?
I think we closed the public hearing.
You close the hearing, so you can't get any more information, but you can discuss. among
This is
yourselves.
yes, this is a discussion point, just a deliberation. Thank you. Yeah, I have no problem at all with the project and the deposition and the final result. I do raise a question, though, about the requirements of section 8.3 with regard to the removal at Hubbard Road. And and the special permit would be required for that. Has that been granted? Before we go to a vote here, let's be sure we've got that end of the process covered with the special permit. Perhaps
The,
occurred before my time.
the
Yeah,
removal would have been part of the project.
Correct.
Okay.
The original approval for the Hubbard Road project would have included the removal of that, and it was prior to the adoption of this set of the regulations in October of 2023. So I could look it up, but I don't know if 8.3 was a separate regulation and required a separate special permit, or whether it was rolled into the original site plan approval.
Okay,
Right.
that's
The
good. Thank you.
removals as
Mhm.
yeah, the removals part of the construction project. So,
And that, for the record, that, I'll call it a facility, has been operational for a really long time. So.
Yep.
In terms of storage of materials and in and out, as well as also having a Connecticut natural gas emergency site on as well.
no, isn't this for the apartment buildings? No,
Hubbard, yeah,
Is it
the
different?
100 units.
This
Oh,
is for
so
the
they're
100
taking-
unit apartment
Yeah.
buildings.
Oh,
Yes.
so this isn't the
No,
site.
it's not the one
between
you're thinking of.
No.
It's the apartment buildings across the street from where safety zone was.
Yeah.
So they're digging this out at this point, or has it already been
Yeah.
dug out?
Yeah,
They
they're
would be
just
digging
doing
it
their
out for their foundations and septic.
site prep.
All right.
Mr. Chair, I have one other comment with regard to the impact of truck traffic up Long Hill Road and New England Road. There'll be literally hundreds of truckloads needed to for this transfer. And my only concern is at very specific times, early in the morning and dismissal at Guilford High in mid-afternoon, with regard to control measures perhaps, or conditions we may want to consider with regard to truck traffic during those periods.
I think that's a good point. Sarah, and if Michael, you're still on board, can you comment on Roger's?
Mr.
Go.
Chair, you cannot take comment from them at this point.
Okay, all right. So, but they've heard Roger's concerns. That's good. Thank you. All right, we'll move on. And what's next?
Next, we need to decide on whether you're approving this project or whether you would like special conditions.
Let's review the special conditions.
I'll share my screen. I'll show you what I sent earlier. Give me a
Yes,
second.
please do. And Michael and Sarah can see them. They may have already seen them.
Okay, so 8.3 allows you to establish additional standards for these types of projects. You can give them a time period. You can require limitations on the day of the week or the hours, to the size and type of machinery. Here the disposal is onto this site. Requirements for control of dust, noise, and lighting, and limitations on the type of fill permitted for deposit. I did a draft report, which I sent to you all. I did not include any special conditions, but you could include that in your motion to, I assume, approve the project, but you should discuss it.
All right. So let's take each one at a time. Comments by commissioners about time period for excavation, fill, and or grading operations to be completed. Any comments or questions about that?
No.
I think we need to, that basically, there's two foundations they're doing they're digging there. I don't know how much of it's coming from one to another. I don't know, but I think that
it's very hard to know what the timing is going to be. So
I think
I wouldn't
that,
feel comfortable putting a limitation on it.
I don't think that's a good thing.
All right. All right. Moving on.
And
Go ahead, Bill. What?
Yeah, I don't, I think and it sounds like a lot, but over 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, it's not a tremendous amount of material to move. And I'm not sure they're going to move it all at once. So I
Yeah,
think
it's
we
gonna
should,
get spaced out first.
yeah, I mean, I don't, and it's not going to include blasting to my knowledge because it's just, fill in place.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should tell them what kind of machinery to use.
No.
And I don't, I think that if anything, we should just control dust and noise and lighting, but I don't think lighting would even fall into it.
Well-
But I think normally we don't, I think our regulations don't allow work to start before 7 or AM or something like that. It must end by 4 or 5 PM. I don't know the exact times, but that's just what a typical work day is like. So,
Yeah.
If there's a limitation on that, it would be on the town ordinance.
what'd you
It
say,
would be,
Scott? I
and
missed
that would have to do with noise ordinance and time of work. You're right.
But we should also keep in mind, this is a pretty isolated location. There is
Yeah.
not a ton of close proximity resident. I mean, I'm not suggesting they do this at night or, on Sundays but I don't think there are going to be a lot of people. I mean, there's a bus depot across the street. There's the Guilford Vet and the old safety zone. It's not really a densely populated residential
No,
area.
and it's not a long distance between Hubbard Road and New England Road.
No, I mean, I looked at it. They could go straight up Sawmill.
No, I
across
know.
Long Hill
I
to
know.
New England and
No, I know.
access the orchard.
No, I know. But Roger raised a good point, and so the point B is limitations on day of the week or hours of the day, which makes me think of bus schedules. So I would be open to any comments by commissioners on that point because between the hours of probably, let's hazard a guess, 8 and 9 or 8 and 9:30, there's likely to be a lot of bus traffic along Long Hill Road and New England Road. And
I would say the buses are running for like 2 or 3 hours straight. Like it's a lot. So you can't really avoid that. I would entertain a thought about either changing the route that they travel so they don't go right past the high school or not going past the high school at specific times of day. Would make sense to me. Otherwise,
do they have to go by the high school? Can't they go Sawmill over to?
No,
they could go.
Their direct route is to go on Sawmill, Harvard Road, get on Flat Meadow, get on Long Hill Road, get on New England Road, and
If you're really that concerned about the high school, you could also go Flag Marsh to school side directly to the entrance.
Correct. That's what I was going to suggest as well.
But I mean, that's a pretty school side is full residential. So
I know. So that's the only thing that I would say is like maybe if you're going to put a restriction on timing, I would just maybe you time it based off of the the start and stop of high school.
Yeah. So that's a great point. So maybe we have to establish this, but I think that the times that make the most sense are between 9:30 and 2:30.
So why don't we say during those periods of times it would be recommended to go through the school side access?
Exactly, and not
we're not telling them to not do it. Just be cognizant of the fact that there's school opening and closing, and there's an alternate route that's equally viable.
Right.
Bill, that's an interesting thought, the alternate route, but I'm not sure school side's the way to go.
I agree.
I'm aware of issues there today through the police commission, as has been under discussion. with regard to traffic on the school side. It mostly relating to, again, the school start and stop times and lots of
Yep.
students apparently racing through the neighborhood. And so that is, as you say, 100% residential. And then, you know, if there's an alternate route coming off of Route 1, you know, directly to New England Road is better. I think it's a
The only other route is Westlake. That's the only other one,
well, not New England Road
which is also residential.
Yeah,
No, I
that's not
understand.
good.
I understand it. Let me just say it's less dense and it's another option. My preference would be to allow the trucks to come up directly up Long Hill Road to New England Road to the entrance to Bishop's property, as long as they avoid the sensitive times, which is between 9 and 2 or thereabouts, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't
Roger,
say
that-
I wouldn't
that-
necessarily
that is-
say that. I would say there's an hour window in the morning and there's an hour window in the afternoon. You
That's
don't
it.
have to do it like all day.
No.
Yeah, and if they're taking Route 1 and New England, it's two right-hand turns. It's a right hand on the Route 1 and it's a right hand on the New England Drive. So it's a relatively not asking a lot. You're not going
I don't
through
think
as
you're-
much traffic.
I don't think you really want
Much
to dump
residential.
onto Route 1 if you can help it.
And, Michael, do you have a sense of how
You can't
long-
ask questions, Mr. Chair. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Scott, Scott, I like the idea of that 1 hour window. That's the issue here, I think. And if we can protect the students for the time that they're coming and going, I'm fine with any other time of the day that's works for the trucks.
And do we have to decide on a specific time right now, or can we say something to the effect of that you're going to discuss with the school system what hour there is in between, or do we
No.
have to just know it off the top of our heads?
You could table the application and come
Yeah,
back
that's the only
and
way.
do some
You're right.
homework.
All right,
Or
so
you could make a specific condition tonight, but I would warn you against making vague, unenforceable conditions because
so-
that won't help anybody.
Guilford High School starts at 7:40 a.m. So if we said, please restrict truck traffic between 7:30 and 8 o'clock,
I would just say
Right.
7 and 8. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And it ends at
Um,
2:18.
and it ends at 2:18. So we might
All
want to
right.
limit it
2 to 3.
So 2 to 3.
Right, and then 2 to 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I just don't want to put an extra burden on, the applicant and their trucking company in terms of their timing. It's a reasonable burden based on the timing of the high school, but I just think that we should be circumspect in how much of a burden we put on them.
Could I just request that when somebody crafts a motion that you give me the specific condition you want to include?
I think we just heard one, Ann. I think it's between, Phil said Phil, did you say between 7 and 8:30?
7 and
I said
8
between 7 and 8. I mean,
and
if
2
you're
and
there at
3.
8:30, you're really late.
Yeah, but what are we doing between those times?
We're asking the applicant not to deliver truck material to their site between the
7
hours of
and
7
8
and 8 in the morning
and 2 and 3.
and
Okay.
2 and 3 in the afternoon.
Got it.
Exactly. And if we just leave it at that, that's very simple. It's very easy to comply with. And I think that's a reasonable request of the applicant.
Let me read that back to you in a different form.
Thank you.
The condition would read something like this. The applicant is prohibited from delivering fill to the site between 7 and 8 a.m. and 2 to 3 p.m. on school days.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
That-
Or-
that-
Yeah.
And
and all-
that's very straightforward and very simple.
So
Sarah,
let's
you
make
can
a
just vote
motion.
yes.
Well, let's move on. Let's move on to the other proposed conditions, Bill, before we do that. Or Ann, should we?
I don't
Well,
see
we
that
should
we
get, we should get, if you have other conditions, we should get them on the table so you can make one motion.
All right.
I didn't see, to Bill's
what
point,
other
I didn't see
conditions?
anything else that we needed to
There
state.
Yeah.
are others. There are others that are on the table. Ann, can you put them up?
Sure.
So we've covered A and B. C, limitations as to size or type of machinery to be used on the lot. You know, that, does anybody
I don't-
have an opinion about
I don't
that?
think there's any reason to stipulate that.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
rules.
think-
There's
I
rules
don't-
governing how big of trucks can go on roads and
That's right.
whatnot.
All right, let's discard that. D, limitations on place and manner of disposal of excavated material on the lot.
They've
That's
already
not-
shown that on their plan.
I know, they've already have. They've been very specific. E, requirements as to the control of dust, noise, or lighting, and lighting.
I think Phil brought up the point that they were a pretty rural environment when they're going up their own road there. on the
Honestly,
site.
just dumping it is not gonna cause dust.
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
and again, they're dumping it on their own property.
Right.
Which is a very, it's an agricultural site that's remote.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's not make this too complicated.
Right.
F, limitations on the type of fill material permitted for deposit.
That's part of
So
the
I-
application.
I wouldn't know how to do that.
It's part of the application anyway. They're already specifying what kind of
Yeah,
material.
they did
they're dumping.
test pits and.
Yeah. So I think we have our conditions in place.
Mhm.
Would all be agreed to, Ann, you've got those?
The one that you proposed, yes, and then we have the general conditions.
Okay, so, and the conditions are limited to time of day. Correct?
The one we discussed, yes.
Okay,
And then we have standard conditions of approval that all special permits have.
So the motion would then include the time frame and then also include all the standard conditions.
standard conditions.
So
Right.
can we
Right.
say it like that, Ann?
You may.
So I make a motion that we add the time frame between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and 2 and 3 p.m. that there would be no traffic between the two sites. And the rest of the conditions would be as standard through the town.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, let's do the standard thing here. Let's vote on these conditions. Bill Freeman.
Yes.
Let me see. Who have I got?
Yes.
Roger.
Yes.
Mr. Harrington.
Yes.
Phil Johnson.
Yes, again.
Scott Edmund.
Yes.
And Ted Sands.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Chair, the next item on the agenda is 146 State Street, map 46, lot 127B, zone R1. The applicant agent is Todd Anderson of Anderson Surveying on behalf of the owners, Friedrich and Jan Olson. This is a special permit for an accessory structure exceeding 750 square feet.
Good evening,
Uh,
everyone. Oh,
Is the applicant in attendance and,
hello, Fred Olson here. And Todd Anderson is here as well.
okay, thank you.
I'll be starting off the presentation. For the record, Todd Anderson, Anderson Surveying LLC, 1575 Boston Post Road, Suite F in Guilford. Here on behalf of my clients, Fred and Jane Olson. As stated, 146 State Street. This was a lot in a subdivision that was approved back in 2022. It is just north of Route 1. It is the last remaining vacant lot of the subdivision. What my client is proposing to do is build a new house with an accessory garage and a ADU above it. We have gone through the wetlands approval process and received approval from the Wetlands Commission for the project. We've gone through the Historical District Commission and received their certificate of appropriateness for the project. They did request a certain roof peak on the garage, which triggered a variance application. That variance got denied. As part of their approval, they had in there, if the variance got denied, that the lower roof pitch was also approved. So we have the Historic Commission approval in place as well. This garage footprint is a 900 square foot, which triggers this special permit. It is to the rear of the property, pretty much won't be seen from the road very easily. It's behind the proposed house. We do have the required parking for the main house and the ADU in place, so that is taken care of. We have the roof drainage in place. That has been blessed by the engineering department. So I think all of our ducks are in a row. And I think that's it. So I'm open for any questions.
Todd, would you like to share your screen so you can show your drawings?
I think I can. I haven't done this yet, but let me see if I can do this. Everybody see that?
Now we see it.
So here is the site. State Street is over to the right. Sandra Flato's house at 138 State Street is right in this area here. The Historic District Commission wanted the Olson's house set back from her house. That is a historic house. I forget how old it is, but much older than all of us. The proposed ADU is to the rear here, with the driveway coming in along the south edge. This is the proposed house with a porch wrapping around a portion of it, little patio, driveway area in here. There's a parking space right in here along the south edge of the garage. That boundary here is a water course boundary. It is not wetlands. There were no wetland soils on the site. So it is still regulated by the Wetlands Commission. So we have their blessing to basically clear up to this silt fence line in here. So this will be a lawn area. Here's our roof drainage in here. The septic system for the ADU is to the front of that ADU. And as I stated before, that ADU fits all zoning criteria for height and so forth. We are just below our limits of coverage for the entire site, so no variance is required for that. So other than it being over 750 square feet, we fit all the criteria.
So, Todd, the 900 square feet is the total area of the structure. Does that include a garage?
Yes, that is the footprint of the structure.
Okay.
Let me go to the architect's drawing.
Okay.
This is the garage. So we'll have a garage down below and that ADU is up above. And I think she has a floor plan here as well.
Okay.
Here's the garage with a workshop area, stairs leading up to a 1-bedroom ADU up on the second floor.
Okay. All right. And do the main house and the ADU share the same sewage system?
No,
No.
totally separate. If we go back here, the main house is here, septic tank and septic system for the main house. And then the ADU here, and we have the septic tank and the septic system for the ADU located back here.
Okay.
So it is
So
not a
the
separate system.
septic field faces State Street, right?
Yes, the main house septic is up here, and
Okay.
then the ADU is here, and State Street is here, right here.
Right. Is that right close to the tennis courts?
No, the tennis courts are way further north.
It's closer to Route 1.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, this is closer to Route
So
1.
really near Pinchbeck's.
Kind of near, I think they actually cleared the land. I mean, it looks like it was opened up somewhat.
Yeah, they
Oh,
cleared it.
did they start clearing yet? Okay, I
Yes,
didn't
it's been
know.
cleared.
I know it was on the schedule, but I didn't know whether they started or not.
But it is north of Route 1, right?
It's north
Yeah.
of Route 1.
Much.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely, yeah.
It's just past.
There's
the
another house right next door that they completely redid. Somebody
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a brand new house that was built
Right.
on this other vacant lot to the north here.
Right.
And they're just now finishing that house up.
Okay.
Right.
And on
And then
that
the house to the north of that was a house that existed that they redid.
So
Yes.
I'll give you some context, Sean, which you'll remember. Remember the country store?
Of course.
So it's two houses behind the country store.
Oh, okay. All right.
There you go.
Red Phipps.
Did you guys grow up here or something?
Yes,
Or some.
I'm a native of the town. I grew up here, and I was born and raised here. Was president of the entering freshman class in 1967 at the high school.
Here we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Olson, I probably met you at some point. I'm the class of 73.
Oh, okay. That's sort of my brother's. That's sort of my brother's class. I
Yeah,
was.
you were a little
class of 70.
before that.
Yeah. Okay. In any event, yes. I mean, the simple justification for the 900 square foot footprint was that we wanted a garage that could park 2 cars, and I like to build furniture, so my wife wanted to make sure I had a workshop space, and that's the sort of sum total of it.
That's great.
If you put it that simply, Fred, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just
and
going through
to
the
your
Grizzly
credit-
catalog today.
To your credit, also having an ADU allows you, to age in place. If in fact you ever need it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 72 now, and that's something that we're taking into consideration. I mean, we built a house up at 190 State Street, the first driveway on the left, just above North Street, some 20 years ago, and it was a nice house, but we wanted to do something that would maybe fit the next chapter a little bit better. So this lot became available, and we tried to design within what our needs would be and what the needs in the future would be. So yes.
Great.
That sounds great, Fred.
Thank you.
So question from commissioners. I hear none. Are there any questions from the public, either positive or negative?
Crickets.
Crickets.
I
I
don't
love
see
that.
anyone, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you.
And I'd like to make a motion that we close the public hearing for 146 State Street.
I'll second that.
And I will entertain a vote. Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Edmund,
Yes.
Mr. Joyce,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Sands,
Yes.
Scott Edmund. You're muted, Scott.
Not anymore.
Yes.
Okay. And I will vote yes. Good luck with your
Okay.
project, Fred.
Wait,
Hey,
two
so much.
things. That was a vote to close the public hearing. Mr. Burton, we cannot take any more comments at this time. So maybe be a little quicker with your hand next time, I guess.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, you still need to vote on the actual project.
All right, I will entertain a motion to vote on the project. Mr. Freeman, are you going to make a
Sure.
motion?
Yes, although I was kind of thinking it was, Phil's very good at it as well. I make a motion that we approve 146 State Street for their application to have a special permit for accessory structure exceeding 750 square feet.
Thank you.
I'll
Second.
second that.
I hear many seconds.
Bill, I want to assume that you want to reference the draft report that Ann made
Sure.
and stipulations.
And I
in there.
also would like to reference the draft report that Ann made. Thank you, Scott Edmund.
Would somebody like to re-second that?
I'll
Second,
second
please.
it.
Okay.
All right, let's take a vote. Mr. Freeman, yes?
Yes.
Mr. Joyce,
Yes.
Mr. Harrington,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Scott Edmund,
Yes.
and Mr. Sands.
Yes.
I will vote yes.
Very good. I
Thank you
believe
very,
the motion carries.
Excellent.
thank you very much, everyone. Have a
Thank
great
you.
Enjoy
night.
your project.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah,
You.
it's a great spot.
Great.
Okay, Mr. Chair, the next item on the agenda is an information preview by Michael Harkin, sorry. These are the preliminary drawings for the affordable housing project called Woodruff on Stonehouse Lane.
We're looking forward to this, Michael.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. For the record, my name is Michael Harkin, professional engineer and principal of Harkin Engineering, located at 78 Wolf Hollow Lane in the town of Killingworth, Connecticut. Little dark today. I'm in a remote location for a birthday party, so I had to leave there to come here. But if something goes haywire, other people have the drawings to show. But again, it's tonight, here tonight on behalf of the town, the Woodruff Housing Authority project, located at 45 Stonehouse Lane. And if you allow me to share my screen, I'll pop the drawings up.
Yep, you should be able to.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
So, Michael, give us and any of the public that are interested, how long has this project been in process?
So dating back, I would say when I first got involved, which was the real infancy when George Crawl was here, probably about 5 years ago at this point.
Thank you.
Okay,
I know that
I'll take the over.
It's 2016. The originally started 2016.
That's the over.
Yep, that's the over. And I've been trudging along with it every inch of the way to get it to where it is. So,
well, we appreciate that.
Yep. So can everybody see my screen right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're just going to go through the plan list. This is more of an informational to show you guys where we're at right now. Within the last year, it's really cranked up to what you see now. The complete civil package has been designed with drainage, septic systems. The units themselves have been designed. As far as the buildings, Karen Patrick from Patrick & Architects is on tonight as well. She can just give you a brief kind of overview of what the elevations of the buildings look like. Originally, we started with a whole different program. Throughout the years, it's changed based on the town's needs and the requirements of different agencies as well as individuals. What you see here is a culmination of both town staff, my staff, Karen, and the whole project team putting this together to really meet the needs for the town of Guilford. A lot of it has come from DEP. We are in a FEMA flood zone. We have to be designed to the 500-year storm event. With that being said, we've had multiple meetings with the state of Connecticut. At one point, we had 5 different departments of DEP on a call going over these items, which you see here. So just real quick, we'll go through my project plan set. The name of the project, the Woodruff Property Housing Development. It's basically the vacant parcel known as map 33, lot 15. Todd Anderson of Anderson Surveying recently had bought it through the subdivision for this aspect. So it's basically the same configuration that it was. Again, the owner of the property is the town of Guilford. Matt Hoey, we put as the applicant, obviously as the first selectman, and the applicant is NeighborWorks New Horizons. On here tonight, if you have any questions, Aaron Hoffman from NeighborWorks will be on if you have any questions regarding their business and how they've been developing the project to date. So again, it's located on Stonehouse Lane. This is just kind of a review. Previous years, we kept bringing it forward just to keep you guys in the loop. And the reason that we're here tonight is to really say, hey, this is where it's at. It's already, had discussions with DEEP. We're just waiting for DEEP's approval with the DEP applications that Anderson Surveying's preparing, and then we're ready to formally submit the plans to the town. So depending on DEEP's speed, this can happen pretty quickly that we're back in front of you. So for those of you that don't know, the parcel's located basically behind the old foundation of the park, as well as the existing food pantry building and the daycare that the town owns off of Stonehouse Lane. The parcel itself is located, and we'll start with my cursor. It comes all the way around the back. And then you can see it goes by the river. On the site itself, you can see this mark, it's wetlands. There's 2 types of wetlands on the site. There's both tidal wetlands and inland wetlands. The project has been looked at by both Richard Snarsky, the soil scientist, as well as Davison Environmental. And the reason Davison Environmental is involved now is they're going to be designing a wetlands mitigation area, because there will be some inland wetlands filling on the site in order to get the buildings in the locations that we have shown. So the next, what you see here is my physical site plan. Virtually, it's similar to what you've seen in the past. The only difference with the layout is there's 2 large buildings. Each building, building A and building B, is comprised of 8 units, totaling 18 bedrooms in each of the buildings. And if we just go through the site itself, you would enter into the existing driveway that's accessed for the food pantry as well as the daycare. And then you would make a dog leg to the right side with a new driveway entry. And then you would come in here to the parking area, which you see, which we do have sufficient parking for the residents. In the lower area of the site, you can see we have our dumpster and recycling bins. So if the person coming in to collect the garbage and recycling could virtually pull in, pick up, and then back up and then get out of the site without any issue. You can see in this area to the west, we have a screening of trees, evergreen trees. We have a landscape architect which will be designing out the site and calling out the proper size and caliper. But that's really just to shade the residents for anything that's going on in this area. You can see here that we have a centralized sidewalk system that gets us to both building A and building B. We have such amenities on the site as far as a bike rack, centralized mailbox location. We have sidewalks that will lead you not only to the park, but will also lead you to the sidewalk maze if you wanted to walk downtown or to the train station. The value of this site is the proximity to bus routes, sidewalks, downtown, and the train. So we check all the boxes as far as those that don't have any way of getting to locations via vehicular traffic. If they don't have a car, that's okay. They can still access either rail or bike paths or walk downtown. We also added to the project plan sets a centralized garden for the dwelling tenants. They have a garden on the physical site. And you can see here, this is the area where I talked about a small wetlands fill that will be happening, and we'll be putting that new mitigation area over where you see my cursor. Because of the town of Guilford's requirements for storm drainage, especially within the new regulations, we've designed a detention basin on the site, centrally located to handle all the flows. The detention basin itself has been designed to handle the 100-year storm event. So, you know, generally it's the 2 and the 10. We've designed it to the higher standards of a 100-year storm. With that being said, is basically our next plan, which is the utility. It shows all the underground systems as far as electric, cable, telephone. It also shows the storm drainage and erosion controls. We're so far along in this process now that we've had meetings at the site with Eversource. We've also had meetings at the site with Comcast as far as cable. What you see here, this call out number 41 was from Eversource that we even need a new pole in order to get, you know, the amount of utilities into this site. As you can see, all the utilities are underground. It looks like a spider web. Each has offsets, so it's a really complicated site to build once you physically get in there and start construction. As far as the septic system goes, each building will have 2 septic systems. And the reason we do that is based on floors. We want to keep the first floor on one and the second floor on another. And the reason being is if one of the floors gets clogged up, the tenants on the upper floors won't be having to move out or won't be inconvenienced by that, and vice versa. If the second floor system, something happens and has to be taken offline, the people on the first floor can still operate their system. So as you can see, building A, it comes into a septic tank and then gets pumped up into the first row. And then the next floor would get pumped up into this row. The other building, building B, will get flowed out into the pump chamber and septic tank into its system. And then the other septic system for building B will get tank pump out to that area for that system. So you can see,
Michael,
Yep.
are those systems above ground or below ground?
so they will be below ground. It's a
Okay.
state-of-the-art system. It's the geomatric system with soil air. We'll have those in there to handle the unit capacity. Just so you guys know, again, to keep you updated, we already have local health department approval. Right now, these plans that you see are up at the state of Connecticut Department of Public Health getting approved from the state. So we're really just getting everything in line. So once DEP gives us their approval, that we can automatically submit to you and get this approved and get this thing built at this state.
All right.
So again, for storm drainage, we're capturing all the flows in the parking lots in the building. We're putting it into a large detention basin for the 100-year storm event. And then after it fills up, it will bleed off into the existing wetlands areas. The erosion controls, which are a requirement by the town, are all shown on the plans. They're located throughout: staked hay bales, silt fence, stockpile areas. And then the next sheets in our plan set you can see are all the information for the septic systems, because that's one of the major components of this project is the septic. So you could see there's quite a bit. There's quite a bit of boxes to check with the state and to fulfill their requirements. And then lastly, the last sheet of our plan set is all the information DEP needs as far as the erosion controls that we had talked about, where we could refuel machines in a flood zone and things like that are all incorporated into this last sheet. So again, that's pretty much our plan set from a civil side. We are, again, far along in this process. I know everybody says, hey, it's about time. Yes, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people, a lot of different agencies looking at this because of A, the site where it's located in a flood zone, and B, the natural characteristics of the site, which is the inland wetlands. And within that inland, there's a confluence where tidal switches to inland on the site. So, which is kind of really a unique thing for this site. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce Karen Patrican of Patrican Architects. Karen is really the lead on this project. She is the architect and designer of the building. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Karen, and she can just give you a brief summary of her building design.
Thank you very much, Michael. Hello, everyone. Karen Patrican, Patrican Architects. I am a Guilford resident, and my office is at 20 Grand Avenue. in New Haven. I do have a screen to share. I assume I can do that. Let me know when you can see that. Perfect. So this is the same site plan as Mike is showing as rendered. And to give you a sense, I'll show two renderings. One from this direction here, from the road overlooking Rollwood Park. You'll see the the Guilford Center for Children and the food pantry here. And the other view will be from this area looking in this direction. So just to give you another sense of where we are, Whitfield here with the two residential buildings here and some screening. The Whitfield house is back here somewhere, back there. So let me look at the next one. So in 3 dimensions then, we're coming in off of the road into this shared driveway here. This is now the parking, the existing parking for these two buildings. And then we veer off and have the new parking for this complex. So again, these are the two larger buildings. Each one is accessed through this veranda porch, one on this side and one on the back side of here. And from there are 2 doors that take you into the units. So 4 per each door. So 4 here and 8 in total, 4 for a total of 8 over here as well. Then you can see the creek over here. And then from the other side, then you can see the entrance with its veranda over here and the back side. So their view is out to the meadow and the wetlands over here. And that is it for me. We do have, you know, all the elevations and such, which I can just flash in front of you, but really we have been waiting for, approval from early site. So the deep, in order to really get going on the details to then bring it through the rest of the town of Guilford's site approvals. And with that, we can take some questions.
Thank you, Karen. So are the buildings, my question is, are the buildings actually elevated to some degree based on the fact that they are in a flood zone?
They are up a few steps, yes.
A few steps. Be more specific.
Each one is slightly different. Sorry, let me just double check here. And those are some of the details I can tell you ish, because again, we just have to coordinate with Mike. I am looking here. It looks like a roughly 3 feet. So similar to a, you know, a porch for a historic home, you're up 3 feet off the ground and you enter that way.
And does the final approval for building residential structures such as this, does the final approval come from DEEP or does it come from someone else?
So, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
This is the difficulty in this process is there's a lot of different entities that have to approve this.
Yes.
What we decided with town staff, and really the town engineer, Janice Plasiak, and I had a lot of discussions at different town meetings that we've had at the staff review meetings. We thought it was the correct way to move forward was to handle all the requirements through DEEP. And the reason being is if we handled everything through inland wetlands and planning and zoning at a town level, we submitted to DEEP and DEEP made us make revisions, then we would have to come back and start the process all over again.
So it would slow down the process.
Right. So the best way to handle it, because DEEP has such reign over the whole project with their strict requirements, that if we meet all the DEEP requirements and get the approval for them, really the town approvals are really would just fall in line because of the requirements that DEEP has set for us.
It makes sense, Mike, and that you did it the right way. That's good. Because I mean, as you pointed out, it's been going on for a long time, and you're now, you know, you may not be on the finish line, but you're close.
We are definitely close, and the reason for this is what a lot of people don't understand is when we meet with Deep, a Department of Deep, there's 5 people in each that department that's looked at it. So when you look at the whole project in a whole, is we're soliciting information and comments from over 100 people that add into this project. And it's not just at the local level, it's at the state level as well. So at this point, we're at a really good place. We're really at the what we say is the finish line, because there really is no dramatic changes to the site plans at this juncture. We've already taken in all the information from Deep and made all the changes that they had asked us with our previous meetings. And Karen has also implemented the changes that she needed for the building. So we're
Yeah.
at a good place. Now it's just, you know, clicking those steps with them.
Yeah, and so what I'm amazed at, about, and I would be interested in other commissioners' comments, is that this is still an housing affordability project, and you have gone through. I can't even count the hoops that you've gone through, which is pretty amazing.
We said when we started the project, as Phil said in 2016, I was a little off. We said we were going to stand by this and go with the project all the way through. And you know, that's our goal, is we want to get it to, hey, where this can be built and is
Well,
good for the town of Guilford.
Well, yeah, you know, I applaud you. I have to make a comment because the memories come back. When the old Hunter farm, the old Rollwood that was there, I used to go to that creek and fish for catfish because I lived in Lover's Lane. And that place is special to me. And I'm just so glad that, you know, it's being made affordable for someone. That's great.
So with that being said, my next marching orders that we've kind of put together is that I'll be meeting tomorrow with Anderson Surveying LLC, who's handling the DEP applications. We're gonna have a sit down with them, with their engineer, Jonathan Bodwell and Todd, and go through you know, what we need to add or take away to the applications. And then it's a waiting game with Deep. And, you know, the good thing is that we're in a good place with them because they know of us. They know the project. They've labored
right.
along with us. So hopefully it's a quick approval.
So I mean, Mike, do you think you'll break ground by spring?
Listen, so when I started this project, I didn't have any gray hair. I'm a gray man now, losing my hair. So I don't know of any timelines I can physically give. I'd be lying if I told you a date or a time. I think that there's a good possibility that we'll have potentially all the approvals in the spring, and then it will have to be a town decision. You know, with the whole NeighborWorks on how that's going to work and go out to bid, and federal funding and local funding, how all that plays together. I've done in the past a lot of affordable housing projects throughout the state. We just finished one last year in Madison behind Cohen's Bagels over there. And you really can't give timelines, as you can see, for these things, but I could say it would be nice for the town of Guilford. And I won't lie, it'd be nice for us to get it off our desk after a good amount of years.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
All right, guys. So just so you know, we will be in front of the Inland Wetlands Commission next month. I believe it's November 12th, to give them the same kind of overview of the project. And then as soon as we hear from DEP, then you know, we get those approvals, then we're into both you and Inland Wetlands simultaneously for the final approvals.
Well, we appreciate your time, and also Karen, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
And what is up next?
Up next is enforcement, discussion of 14 Benton's Knoll. As a reminder to the commissioners, this saga started in October of 2024, so a year ago. when Abby issued a cease and desist for Mr. John Young, who had clear cut the conservation easement behind his house. After much back and forth, he came to the Planning and Zoning Commission on May 7th of this year with a planting plan that was supposed to be installed and finished by the spring, the end of the spring. Planting timeframe, which would have been, early June. At the request of the neighbors, Abby and I went out to do a site visit a couple weeks ago to confirm that all the plants had been planted. And to our utter amazement, we found that of the 107 trees that were supposed to be planted, only 18 were planted, and 3 of those are dead. So Abby asked me to present to you tonight that information, which you got in your packages, and also the request to initiate daily fines on this gentleman because he appears to not feel that he needs to comply with what you've already directed him to comply with. I have the original planting plans if you want to take a look at those. I don't know how far you want to go into this topic.
Do any commissioners have an interest in seeing the original planting plans?
No, I do not.
No.
Okay.
No.
I
So,
looked at the document that you guys created for your site visit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of zeros on it for sure.
Yes.
So what's going on here? I mean, this applicant was in front of the commission. I remember him, and he promised he was going to do this, and he had an attorney with him, etc., and he just didn't do it.
Yeah, he did.
Mr. Chairman, may I raise a point of order?
Please raise it.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, my name is Greg Burton. I'm an attorney with Carmody, Torrance, Sandak, and Hennessy, and I represent Mr. Young. He's out of the country and wasn't able to attend the meeting virtually today and asked me to attend.
Mr. Burton.
Yes, sir.
Are you replacing Mr. Jeff Beatty?
Yes.
That's interesting. Where is your office again?
And where are you located, Mr. Burton?
Our office is in New Haven. We also have an office in Guilford and in New London, Stamford, and Waterbury. But I sit in our New Haven office.
So do you dispute any of the facts that our town planner has cited?
No. So the first thing is that I actually was just retained this week, so I'm still wrapping my arms around the facts, and I sent an email to Ms. Harchin earlier today to introduce myself. I have spoken with Mr. Young, and the only reason, and this, I think this is very important to share with the commission, the only reason for my involvement is not to contest or dispute in any way the zoning enforcement order. Mr. Young retained me in order to just assist him in making sure that he complies with the order of the town, and to kind of help work through some logistical challenges that he's had in terms of trying to obtain the number of plantings, dealing with some of the impacts of the planting season. And I apologize that I don't have more information about the circumstances. Again, Mr. Young is in Brazil. He's out of the country. So I was able to just talk with him briefly. My only request for the commission is that the commission consider postponing imposing penalties until next month or until its next meeting, just to allow me time to sort these details, advise Mr. Young on complying with the town's requirements, making sure that we communicate about planting season impacts, making sure that we can secure the right the materials and the right number. Some of the local nurseries apparently don't have the requisite number because there are a lot of plantings that need to be done. So again, my only purpose of being involved here, and it was actually, it's interesting that the Mr. Ruff was just on. Most of what I do is affordable housing development, and I actually worked on the project in Madison that was referenced earlier. So again, my purpose in being involved here is just to help Mr. Young comply with this order. I can't speak to why that didn't get done, in the time that it was anticipated. But what I can tell you is that from my conversations with him, and this was specifically my request of him, is that this is the way forward here, is to comply with the town's requirements and do the necessary remediation. And my role is just to facilitate that. And my request is just that I think my client's resources would be better spent actually getting these plants and getting the work done than having to manage a fine situation. And that's my goal here, is just to spend the next couple weeks getting all of that information together and then advising him and helping him meet the requirements of the town and the commission.
It's kind of hard to be empathetic when you tell us he's traveling in Brazil.
If I could clarify, that's on work. He's a
well,
pilot.
Any way you look at it, it's hard to be empathetic for someone that hasn't complied with what they said they were going to do, and now you're asking us just to not kind of move forward with what's being asked by the town planners, because he's on either a work or combination trip to Brazil.
He's a pilot for UPS, so you have to fly down and then fly back. That's the role. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, that doesn't do anything for the last few months. I understand that.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. I just meant for tonight. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to suggest that was the reason for the not getting this done previously. I'm sorry if I was unclear about that. I just meant he's unable to attend tonight because he's out of the country.
So why
flying for work?
I want to entertain
we need to hold off.
Questions or comments by other commissioners.
So I am disappointed that he didn't get his work done, but I would be amenable to giving a brief 30-day window to hopefully get Mr. Burton to get this guy in.
All right. I'll make a brief comment about Bill's comment, which is that, it is now October 8th, and I'm not sure planting more trees in November or December makes any sense. So we're talking about remediation for something that he did over a year and a half ago. He is absolutely completely, ignored orders again and again and again. It beggars the mind. So, Mr. Harrington, any comments?
No, that's what you're saying makes sense.
Okay.
It's hard to
Mr.
it's hard to give
Sands?
somebody extra time who we already gave extra time to.
Yeah. Mr. Sands?
I mean, I'm out of patience with this guy. He started with an illegal act. He proposed under duress that he would implement this plan, which he did not do. He's had the whole planning season to do it. And now you're asking that we give him more time to think about it. And he's going to say, well, I can't do anything until spring. I just have no sympathy at all here. I mean, this is somebody who has been completely non-compliant since the whole process started, and I'm not inclined to give him an inch.
Okay, Mr. Edmund, do you have any comment?
I don't have anything additional. No.
Okay, Roger.
Yeah, one thought here. I'm not in the mood to be punitive here. I think what's important to all of us is compliance, full compliance. And as you say, that's not going to happen until next spring. It's really not possible to accomplish this as the growing season winds down here. So if we gave another month here, for two things, to give his attorney time to catch up and understand and help him comply. I don't have a problem waiting 1 month so we can look him in the eye, talk about this, get an agreement, and then decide, and we could then decide to invoke fines at that point if we care to. So I feel like, Bill, if we give him 1 more month here to put him and his attorney in a position to talk to us, talk through and agree on a plan forward, I'm okay with that.
Any
All right.
agreement we enter into with this gentleman has to have a financial penalty if it's not complied with. And I mean a substantial financial penalty.
I have
So,
a question for
Like
Ann.
2 or 3 times
Can I-
2 or 3 times the cost of actually
all right.
implementing the
Can I
plan.
ask a question? And can we
Yes.
impose a penalty and then if there's compliance, waive them?
No, but
Okay.
let me give you 2 other pieces of information that may inform your decision. As a landscape architect, I can tell you that the ideal planting season is now through December 15th.
Exactly.
That's information you need to know. The other is that the town ordinance allows us to fine anybody, once you've approved, $150 a day. And we would essentially be sending those fines via mail, a mailed letter from the CEO every day until he comes into compliance. I would say, since it took him 6 months to get us, 9 months to get us a planting plan to approve, I would say that speaks volumes about what's happening here.
He's basically been thumbing his nose at us for
Absolutely.
9 months.
Absolutely. Look, if it's still planting season and we have the planting plan that's been approved, I don't see why we don't put the fines on him starting tomorrow. And if he, if he really wants to comply with this, the local people may not have these trees, but there are landscape architects out there who can find trees farther afield, and he can get this done. He's giving him more time does not solve anything here.
What's our date?
So
What's our date? Today is the 7th, or what do we got? The 8th?
8th.
Why don't, if we said we're authorizing fines to begin November 9th, if in the opinion of the zoning enforcement officer, substantial improvement has not been made, we can authorize that.
That's a month from now.
I know, but again, in the spirit of let's get this going, here's the line in the sands.
yeah, I mean,
Fines are going to start on November 8th.
Yeah.
It's coming. Get it done.
Yeah, I mean, Bill said it. Phil has kind of articulated it more clearly. The last thing we want to do as a commission is to fine our citizens. This guy has thumbed his nose at us. We all acknowledge that. But fining him $150 a day, could possibly limit his ability to. And how many more trees does he have to plant? He's got to plant another 100 trees.
Hundreds.
Yes.
So again,
But they aren't all trees.
that's why I said,
That's right.
making, in the opinion of the zoning enforcement, making substantial progress. And again, that's a discretionary thing, and I hate to be wishy-washy on it, but look, I think we need to put a line in the sand. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be today.
I think that's what this commission has got to agree on, is what you just said, the line in the sand. Is it today or is it November?
I was originally on the, let's just go at it today. I'm more inclined now to say, look, you know it's coming. We're not going to have any more discussion about it. The fines are starting on November 8th. 9th, but whatever.
And I think we can rely on Greg Burton to, make this very clear.
I'll just tell you this. I mean, Greg, I wish you luck. I talked to his last attorney. I told him 2 weeks ago this was coming, and he didn't get his client to move. So you better get on your
again, Greg, it's all you get to do is be the messenger. It's the intermediary.
I think a month from now we're going to be in the same position.
That
we'll just be farther in.
And the only thing we'll have
too
less
late to plant, and we're going to have to wait till spring. And
I know, Ted, but I just don't want to be. I don't, and I think other commissioners agree. I hope they do. I don't want to appear to be punitive, but I want to appear to be fair and, and is there a way to, if someone's not complying, can we double fines after a certain period of time?
No, town ordinance only allows you to charge up to $150 a day.
Okay.
Right.
Only after.
You can't add like a punitive thing at the end or anything like what Ted suggested either.
So it's $4,500 a month.
Okay. And a lot of the plantings he has in there are not trees. I mean, they're bushes and shrubs, and I mean, so let's rely on Greg here a little bit to lead us through here and give the guy 30 days, and then after that,
convey a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Unless he's
Scott has his hand up.
I have a kind of a question and probably a follow-up. And for you, in the approved planting plan, was there any requirements about the plantings need to happen during a certain time of the year? So like,
no.
Can we? So like,
I mean,
technically, you could plant stuff in January, even though it's going to die, kind of thing.
You didn't. Yeah,
I mean?
no. I mean, you've got a point there. If you're following good planting practices, there are plants that are fall hazard plantings. There are plants that are spring hazard plantings. None of those conditions were placed
within the
on
planting
these.
plan. Is there requirements that all the plants have to be living past a certain amount of time after planting?
I think the assumption is that because he denuded an active conservation easement, that the plants would be taken care of until they are established and can compete with each other as they will normally. The problem here is that you're planting nursery stock into what is supposed to be a wild ecosystem. So it's not the same thing.
Yeah, a lot of his plantings are plugs too, though.
I kind of think your question is a little bit off point.
No, my question leads to, well, okay, so if we say, hey, we're going to give you to the end of the planting season to complete, basically, and then we intend to put on fines. I mean, is that a way to go? I was trying to think through like what would be the downsides of that.
He's been warned multiple times.
I don't disagree. I'm just trying to think through.
A month from
scenarios.
now, we're going to be faced with the same question, guys.
No, we won't.
There'll be a new attorney.
We can answer that tonight.
A new landscape architect, and he won't have done anything.
We don't have to face this again. We can answer it tonight. In 30 days, fines will start. if
Yeah.
Correct.
substantial progress
Yeah,
is not made.
let's get this done.
So,
uh,
Ann, do we have to make a motion or do we just, okay?
Yes,
Bill-
I would like you to make a motion with directions to the E ZEO.
Yes. Bill kicked it off. Phil reinforced it. You know, I will just say that, you know, I do agree with Ted. You know, we're done with this, but I think that, you know, we go with 30 days and
No, we just stay right from the start, 30 days, and then we're starting the fines. I think.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. And no, so here's what could happen, which you know, I would hope would happen is that he is put on notice. He starts the work. We see progress, but the fines will start after our next meeting.
If in the
He's
zone-
got 30 days to complete his work right now.
I think
There
my
is not-
point, I think the point I was trying to get to, guys, was I don't like the term substantial completion.
No,
because-
just substantial progress.
Yeah, but even then, like,
Okay,
so
I mean,
when does
How
when
do
does
you
that
how do
end?
you define
Again,
that? How do you?
So
define
he does.
Well, I mean,
So he
again,
does.
as I said, in
That's
the
what I'm saying.
opinion, if you said, look, he had 50% of the work done in the next month, I would
Yeah.
consider that to be substantial progress.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but then are we gonna?
And
But
then
then
put the
what?
condition on
Then
that-
are we gonna tell? Are we gonna tell the CEO to go out there every day to see if progress
No,
is
but
continuing?
I think you can go out once a month, and again,
No.
if don't. I mean,
No. I'm disagreeing with Scott and I'm agreeing with you. I think that by, you know, December 15th, if more than 50%, I mean, you know, we're gonna have a meeting in November. We'll decide if nothing substantial has been completed, the fines will begin. If in the planning season that we all agree on ends and he has substantially completed the work, but it's no longer feasible to continue the work into December,
Yeah.
then
I think we can be reasonable about it. I mean,
that's
but
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
but there
That's what I'm saying.
has to be some give on the other. There has to be some substantial progress on this and a commitment to complete.
I agree. And that's up to Abby.
Right.
You know?
So let's use 50%. Somebody threw that out there. And if you look at the list that's there now, he's got a ways to go. But
Right.
let's use 50% within a
All right.
month. And
I would actually like to recommend that we don't use a month. It's if we go by, because the point of what we're trying to do here is like we don't want him to come back and be like, oh, I didn't do anything. Like I think personally the fines should start the day before our next meeting if he hasn't reached the 50. Like it's automatic. It's not
Right.
Yeah.
a show of
Okay.
indication.
We're not, and
A
again,
little
it's
less than 30 days, but it's showing like,
I don't
okay,
think
you were
it's-
supposed to have something done by this meeting. It has to be before the next meeting or else fines are already starting by the next meeting.
right. This is an automatic. It's starting.
Yes.
If, in the opinion of
And
the
am I
zoning
allowed to-
enforcement officer, substantial progress has not been made.
All right. So, Ann,
Sorry.
Excuse me.
whoa,
Ann, am
Mr.
I
Chairman?
allowed to ask a question?
Yes.
hold on.
sure.
Ann, are you catching this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my question to Ann is, in your experience as a landscape architect, can he complete the project in 30 days? And if not, what percentage of the project can he reasonably complete in 30 days?
It really depends on how honest he's being about whether he has somebody on board as a consultant to actually do the work. If they're on board, they should be out there tomorrow. But if he's not telling the truth about that, he's not going to be able to mobilize anybody that quickly.
All right.
Well,
Um,
That's not your problem.
But
No, it's not.
But
It's
my
not.
point,
Yeah.
is, can we assume, hypothetically, if he had a person and he's ready to go today, what percent of the project do you think is reasonable for him to complete? And then that becomes our benchmark, not an arbitrary thing.
No. We set our benchmark, Larry. I mean,
I'm asking Ann to inform us.
He has been violating every order he's been given for months. No, we're not gonna, we're not gonna do that.
Can I ask Ann to answer the question?
Sure.
Technically speaking, it would not take 30 days to plant everything that's
2
left on the
weeks would be in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr.
Greg,
Chairman,
Greg, you have your hand up?
Yeah, sorry, I genuinely did not want to interrupt. I just wanted to express a couple of things. One, I would ask that the commission, I think the problem with putting a 50%, and I just don't know the answer to this, I'll be honest with you. You can count on me to be one thing all the time, and that's honest, is that I don't know what the right percentage is, and I don't know when the right times are to plant. What my plan is to work with Ann and Abby, with the zoning enforcement officer, with the town staff, to work out a timeline and a plan that makes sense, so that we know what we need to do in the next 15 days, in the next 30 days, whatever materials, whatever plants and plantings that we're having a hard time getting a hold of, we can provide that information to the town so that the town can tell us. At the end of the day, we all want to have, where I want to get to is I want to have a successful program here. It doesn't serve the town if he goes out tomorrow and plants every single one of these plants tomorrow and they all die 2 months from now. That doesn't serve anybody. And so what I really want to do here is I want to make sure that we have clarity between the town staff and between us, and so that we're working together to do this and get this done in a way that's going to be a good outcome for all parties involved. I can't speak to what's happened up to this point, but that's my commitment.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I am not willing to play project manager on this project. I have plenty of work to do. He's hired his own design firm to advise him. I completely object to that proposal. He knows what he has to do.
Yeah.
He's committed to what he has to do. If he needs professional advice, he can use his own design team to do that. I'm not managing a planting plan for this.
I agree with you, Ann.
So
Greg,
I think it was Rob.
Okay. Greg, you're going back to the drawing board, and you're going to have to talk to your client again. And if you do a good job, maybe you get UPS free shipping for a year. All right.
Robert had a point about the next meeting. So I think the next meeting is on the 5th. Is that correct?
It's November 5th. Yes.
So why don't we say November 5th is the, go, no-go date for starting the fines based on.
All right. So Bill, are we going to set
why does this have to be based on our meeting date? Why can't we just say it's 30 days from today and enact it right now?
I had made the comment that we don't want to setting it for our meeting day, or I had actually said the day before, kind of makes it super clear that this fine is automatically going to happen. You don't get a chance to come talk to us because 30 days is after the next meeting. If we make it so that it's automatic, you can't come before us and make us not try and song and dance your way out of a fine. And the fine happens automatically if you have not done what needs to be done. We don't have to say yes or no. It's automatic.
It's starting.
Okay.
I think if you go from today to the 28th to the 5th, it's 28 days. If I'm not
it's not a huge difference, but it's
I like Bob's proposal. So let's Ann, if you've got this down.
I'd like somebody to make a motion with the specific language.
I will make the motion that he needs to have
it should be
50%, minimum 50%.
The planning and zoning office is authorized to begin fining the applicant on November, whatever the date is,
5th.
For failure to comply with an agreed planting plan at a rate of $150 a day until said project is completed to the satisfaction of the town planner and zoning enforcement officer. Something like that.
Yes.
I think that's good.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's very good.
So do
Thank you,
I.
Bob.
And I
Thank
would
you, Phil.
suggest that it's 100% based on Ann's comment. It should be 100% completed.
I get it, but-
And then the fan, not this 50% business, 100%
No, I mean,
completed,
again,
and then the fan starts.
I think the only thing that I would give a caveat is, the only things that would be allowed not to be planted are things that could be said, the planting date for this is bad for this time period. It's going to wait till spring. But for everything that's not planted, they need to say this can't be planted at this time because it's going to die, and that's it.
But
It's the
also,
only-
we could just say that on the next meeting that the following meeting will be needed to be 100%. That will be 2 months for them to complete it, and otherwise he can pay the fine throughout the winter while he's twiddling his thumbs and waiting for spring. So we can do that at the next meeting, you know.
If we need to.
It's something to consider, Bill. You know, I really hate the idea that we're, you know, fining a fellow citizen.
No problem with it.
But the fact is, you know, the whole system of fining is, you know, to disincline people to defy, you know, ordinances, and so we can't ignore it.
If the height restriction on a house is 25 feet and someone builds a 45-foot house, you tell them to take it down.
Listen, Phil, you know, on Boston Street, when I was growing up in the 1960s, it happened to be a Puerto Rican family that built a garage without a zoning permit. The town required them to tear it down. Now, that was in the 1960s, before our zoning laws were, you know, what they are today. But, you know, there's been lots of enforcement over many, many years, and we can force, you know, with a steady but gentle hand. And
right, and I think we're showing some empathy by
I think we are
giving them a grace period.
I think we are.
But then saying it's coming.
Yes.
I'm not. Phil, I'm not sure there's much value in making that decision tonight to invoke a fine in 30 days, because we can do that when we next meet in 30 days. But what we've and what Attorney Burton has heard tonight is some pretty intense feelings about his client and his non-performance. And I suspect you'll be sharing this with your client tonight, because the heat's on here. So I am comfortable with waiting a month and getting a report at our next meeting. Mr. Burton will be caught up on this. He understands where we stand, and we'll see if his client is reacting or not. I think that's the time we can make a call.
We could also.
Well, I mean, Roger,
one other option now. That we could authorize the fines for 30 days from whatever the 28 days from now is, and if they've had substantial progress in that month, we can undo it.
Yeah, exactly. And Roger, the point that's been made over and over again, Anna's made it, I have made it, Greg's client has made it. He has been thumbing his nose at us all the time. So to give him, a runway to just run over us again, I'm going to go with Bob's suggestion. I think Bob is, got a good suggestion. So
we need a clear motion and a vote.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make the motion. The motion is that you're authorized to begin $150 fines daily on the 5th if they haven't completed everything that can be planted safely in in November. Anything that can't be planted in the fall, I'm willing to give leeway. But everything that can be planted in the fall needs to be.
Okay, and we'll come back to you on the 5th with a report of what we see is on the ground.
Yes.
Correct.
Thank you, Ann.
I'll
Yes.
And you
second,
need
I'll
to
second
vote
that
on that,
motion, Bob.
second and vote.
I
I'll
will
second that
second
motion.
that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Harrington.
Aye.
Yes, thank you. Roger
Yes.
and Scott,
Yes.
Ted,
No.
I vote yes. The
Okay.
motion carries. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
can I address the commission?
Who was that?
This is Greg Burton. Sorry, I
Yes.
just wanted to address the commission for a moment. I just want to thank you all for your consideration. I want to assure you that your message has been received loud and clear, and I will convey that, and we'll do our best to get this moving forward and to get us in a position where my goal is for these fines not to be necessary.
Yeah.
So that's what I will work toward.
Greg,
Thank you very much.
You're going to have to be a lot more forceful than the previous attorney.
Yeah.
I'm gonna point out, just for the record, that I believe, and Ted can confirm, that Ted's no was because he wants the fines to start now. So
Correct.
I mean,
It's
wait and see. A
notice
month
the
from now, we're going to be in the same position.
Well,
All right. Well,
There
then
may be a new attorney,
You know,
and there may be other kind of
Ted,
stalling stuff, but
all
I
right,
don't.
let's go. Let's keep
We
going.
need to go into executive session, guys.
yes.
okay.
So, Mr. Chair, we do need to go into executive session to consult with Attorney Chuck Andres about a lawsuit. This is what we need to do because I have some technical issues to deal with. You can vote to go into executive session, but then you need to give me a minute to kick everybody who's not a commissioner out into the waiting room. That's going to take me some time. And I don't want you to talk about what we're talking about until I say go.
And I would say also, Ann, that you should probably stop the recording when we are in
Yes.
executive session.
Yes. So I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, but I want to hold off and just allow Christy to say, you seem agitated, and ask what your.
Yeah, yes, thank you. I have been thinking that you would be talking about the POCD. Will that?
That is.
No, not tonight, Christy.
Oh, okay, I thought that was on the agenda.
There is an administrative update on the plan of conservation after our executive session.
Should I stick around for that or no?
That will be recorded, so you could watch it on Zoom at a later date.
Okay, thank you.
A good
And
call,
thank you
Phil.
all. Good night.
All right. Okay, we're still in the vote. Ted,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Roger,
Yes.
and I will vote yes.
And I voted yes.
And I vote yes.
Chuck
And
Davis,
Ian, can I
Sure.
point out also that
Yes.
our new commissioner, Jeff Beckman, has joined, and he should also be included in the executive session.
Oh, yes, yes.
Of course.
Thank you.
I will let him stay, but I'm going to
Right.
kick everybody else out.
Okay,
So
all right.
Good, thank you.
Right. And just for the record, the pending litigation is a recent zoning appeal entitled 1940 Boston Post Road LLC.
Chuck,
Chuck?
your audio.
Unmuted.
Just wait a minute, Chuck. Okay.
Yeah, just the motion that should be on the record that that's the pending litigation.
Let's just wait till we get to executive.
So recorded.
No, it's
Okay.
before you make the motion, so it should be a public record that the motion
Oh.
is for this litigation.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we can do that.
do you feel like we should make a new motion, Chuck?
Or you can just clarify that the pending litigation is the litigation titled 1940 Boston Post Road LLC versus Town of Guilford Planning.
So Chuck, it basically not entitles us, but it really it makes it necessary for an executive session.
What you should when you go into executive session, remember FOIA rules, everything's public. And you go to executive session, one reason is pending litigation, but you should specify what the pending litigation is as part of the motion.
All
as
right.
part of the record.
I would amend the motion.
I will entertain a motion that we go into executive session regarding 1940 Boston Post Road regarding pending litigation. Mr. Free, anybody would?
Yes.
Second.
Thank you. Bill Freeman?
Yes.
Bob Harrington?
Yes.
Phil Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you. Did I call on you, Bob?
Yes.
I did. Ted Sands?
Yes.
Scott Evan?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes.
And I'll vote yes as well.
Oh,
Thank you,
sorry.
Roger.
Sorry, Roger.
Give me a moment here.